Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jacob and I'm attempting to become the youngest German-speaking person to sail around the world solo. But not taking the easy route, instead going around the legendary Cape Horn. Over the last several years, sailing vessel Wolf was prepared for this voyage. Welcome back! In the last episode we sailed the first major crossing of this journey around the world and finally left mainland Europe for the Canary Islands. After 700 nautical miles and 6 days at sea, we arrived on La Graciosa, the smallest and mostly uninhabited island of the Canaries. Wolf and I have been at anchor for 3 days now, and it's time to move on to our next destination. Okay, welcome back to a new video. Today I'm gonna be sailing from La Graciosa here, where I arrived after crossing over from Europe in the last video. 7 days at sea was an amazing crossing, and I anchored here in front of La Graciosa. I've been here at anchor for 3 days now, and I want to leave to Playa Blanca. Wolf's anchor gets lifted up, and it's time to say goodbye to this wild desert island. We're motoring now out to the west here. There is the north coast of Lanzarote. Absolutely amazing cliffs there. And it is now 35 or 40 nautical miles, I think, to Playa Blanca. Wind, great winds, northeast, absolutely amazing. So I think we'll be there late in the evening or somewhere in the night. We'll see. Whew. And there is the volcano, don't know the name of it, put it somewhere here. And the highest mountain of La Graciosa, the La something, I also don't know the name, right there. Really, this whole channel is full of me not knowing names of anything. But the first thing to do now before I can set sails is to secure my dinghy here on the foredeck. The dinghy gets well secured on the foredeck with several lines, and after this is done, I turn Wolf into the wind to set sails. So I think we can furl a bit of the Genoa in. Wind is picking up pretty good, around 20 knots. And I have full sail up here on a beam to broad reach. So let's get that one in. I first ease out the Genoa to take pressure out of the sail to be able to furl it in easier. After the sail has been reduced, I tighten the Genoa sheet again. Lanzarote really isn't that big. We have already made our way along the west coast here, about 1/3 now on the plotter, nearly a half even, and we're underway for an hour and 24 minutes now. Feels like I just started 10 minutes ago from the anchor bay. I mean, we're doing 6 to 7, we're shooting through the water with 6 to 7 knots here, but I expected it to be a bit longer, to be honest. But yeah, amazing. The coast over there is just amazing. It's like very desert-like, with little towns there, and the typical white houses and mountains. Looks absolutely amazing. I think I can trim the rod kicker over there, which pulls the whole boom system down when you're going upwind, so it prevents the sail from going up. And in harder winds, I mean it's not really hard winds, but I think I can pull it a bit down. As the more the wind gets downwind, the more you pull it down basically. So let's take that one, that is the rod kicker, put it around the winch and tighten it up a bit. Okay, very creative as always. Cheers. I think we're in some kind of acceleration area now. I have to get a bit away from the land here, 10 degrees now, to keep a safe distance. So, coffee here now. Cheers. It's absolutely amazing, the coast over there. It's like mountains just look so special from the sea. I usually know mountains from Austria. Of course we have a lot of mountains there, but yeah, I'm not used to seeing them from the sea, from sea level with water in front of them, and it's really something completely different, amazing.
Wolf is still running with full mainsail up, and as the wind is picking up, gets more and more overpowered. So I reduce her sail into the first reef and also furl in more of the genoa.
Okay, so right before the sun is completely gone or daylight is completely gone, it's time for the jibe towards Playa Blanca now. We have the land there where we need to go around, and the course should be now pretty good to jibe and go broad ridge pretty much directly around that towards Playa Blanca. So let's do it. Okay, the jibe is through and we are running perfectly towards Playa Blanca now. And my music app really has a good taste today. Amazing! Woo! Love it! We're shooting along at 6.5 knots. Just amazing! Okay, you can't see Lanzarote now. Too dark. But amazing.
Playa Blanca lays on the southern tip of Lanzarote. The town was once a small fishing village, and most of the inhabitants lived off from what they could catch from the sea. From the 1980s on, the quiet little town developed into the touristic hotspot in Lanzarote. Wolf is anchored just in front of the main beach on 7 meters of depth. Unfortunately, my battery charger for my main camera broke. Before I can actually set out and explore the island, I have to wait for a new one, so for this time I'm staying at anchor.
So the first impression of the island now, I've been just on the next to the beach here. Absolutely amazing. A lot of restaurants especially. That was something I was missing, to be honest, on Graciosa, because I was slowly running out of groceries. I was living off of noodles and rice and eggs. But yeah, amazing. Okay, let's take a dip. So unfortunately the charger of my main camera is broken and I can't, I can't use that, so I have to use my GoPro now until a new charger has arrived. So that one here. Okay, so the second night at anchor now here. Today I didn't get anything done. I slept actually most of the day. I was so tired, don't know why. Wanted to get some stuff done, editing some Instagram content, starting some YouTube videos, etc. But I'm going to eat out now. I looked forward to Burger King actually, or fast food, because I saw that on the map and somehow I was just craving that so much from Graciosa.
Anchored just next to me are Mark and Miranda from the Dutch sailing yacht Miraki, who have been cruising the Canaries here for the last 6 months now, and with which I make instant friends here.
But I'm so looking forward to finally go into the into the marina and explore the islands. Like the mountains behind there just look so absolutely amazing, and I'm slowly getting tired of the anchorage. Well, that's why you get your dinghy out on the beach, I guess. Oh. Oh God. Oh. Yeah, I should survive now for a bit.
After a week as neighbors here in the anchorage, Mark and Miranda sadly heave up their anchor. They have been waiting for a weather window to cross up to Madeira and now saw the chance.
And there they go, just behind there. It was absolutely amazing to meet you two here, and the anchorage already feels a bit lonely here without the blue boat, which was always here. Have a nice trip up to Madeira. They're going to Madeira now, 280 miles I think, something around that, and waited for a weather window here now for a week in Playa Blanca at anchor. And now they found one and lifted up their anchor and sailed to Madeira. So today's adventure, barbershop, or getting my hair done, my haircut. Because yeah, when you see me wearing a hat all the time, I've not been at a barber for, I don't know, 4 months or something. So let's get in the dinghy here. Okay, that's not even bad, and it was more than high on time again.
After 2 weeks at anchor, my camera charger has now finally arrived and I prepare to move Wolf into the marina.
You can't tell me that I was just filling out the marina entrance form here when it suddenly made a bang here on the side right next to the nav station. I ran outside here in the cockpit, and a small sailboat, like a small racing boat, slammed into my side here. Luckily, because that really was a loud bang. Luckily, it seems like nothing happened to the hull,
only in the protection, rubber protection thing here, that dent. But otherwise I can't find anything. They came back for insurance papers and everything. I said it's fine, nothing happened. I mean, they were going full speed through the anchorage here where several boats are at anchor, and you just can't do that. And when they came by, they said it was their first day on the boat, so they basically lost control of it. After this shock, it's time to heave up the anchor. After checking in over the VHF, I enter the Marina Rubicon. The first task is giving Wolf a good cleaning on and below deck, as I have not washed the salt off her since Portugal. The plan now is to cycle around Lanzarote, riding up from Playa Blanca on the west coast of the island and into the mountains in the north, and back down on the east side via the capital Arrecife. In total 120 kilometers and about 1,500 meters of climb up into the mountains around Haria. The first stop is Playa del Janubio, one of the famous black lava stone beaches of Lanzarote. Not long in the past, about 250 years ago, the Timanfaya volcanoes erupted and the following lava reached all the way down to the Atlantic, where it created a barrier in the natural lagoon, which became one of the most important salt plants of the Canaries, especially important for conserving fish for the further and long trade into every corner of the world. I continue my way north through Yaiza, the capital of the southern district of the island, and soon reach the entrance into the Timanfaya National Park. So I came by this precaution camel sign up there, and I was just taking pictures of the sign here of the entrance of the Timanfaya National Park, and suddenly I turn around and behind there see, I don't know, 20 camels or so crossing the street. I suddenly feel like I've teleported to Mars while I ride towards the Montañas del Fuego, Mountains of Fire, as they were named by the early locals, which believed that demons lived below the island, only showing their presence through eruptions of smoke from time to time. I just stopped next to the road here because the landscape here just looks so absolutely amazing. I could stop like every 50 meters, but I have to make kilometers, and it looks like some kind of moon here, Mars. I think that's the closest you can get to Mars here. Mount Timanfaya majestically stands as the highest elevation in the national park, at 510 meters above sea level. During the eruptions in 1730, which created the Montañas del Fuego, 11 villages and over 1/5 of the island was destroyed. I'm now leaving the Timanfaya National Park again, through the rough volcanic landscapes, to reach Haria, up in the mountains in the north of the island. I'm not sure if I'm on the right road here, but the good thing is there aren't so much roads on that island. So there are two options here. Just have a look, take a look at the map, but I can't really get lost here. Well, that is that connection road, but that is a gravel road here. At this point of time it's okay, but if that gets worse, I will get a bit worried of damaging my road bike tires here. The rubber. Okay, nope, I'm turning around here because the next town where I need to get is over there, and everything is gravel here. So turning around it is, and taking the bit longer route. Tegese was the first settlement on Lanzarote and once the capital of the island. Today the quiet little town, deeply connected to the world-famous artist Cesar Manrique, who shaped the unique architecture here, is home to many local artists, galleries and craft shops. We are now leaving the flats of Lanzarote behind and climb up into the Famara Mountains on the north of the island.
So now the real adventure starts. I just love it. Like it gets a bit tense and everything because we're completely in the clouds here now. But the atmosphere here is just so amazing right now. Like basically like back at home in the Alps in Austria, when the weather gets bad. They're like, don't know if you can see it on camera, but the clouds get really blown over here. Oh, now it's completely, the coast down there is completely not visible anymore. And also behind there, the street disappears within 100 meters. My light running here. Just amazing. That's really something which makes me feel alive. And I think we're down on 10 to 15 degrees now. It's really cold. Not the air temperature probably, but together with the wind. Yes, it's going actually downhill and I can see Haria in the valley down there, just as I've predicted it. It's going down here. And maybe you can see a few lights down there. I don't know, 1,000 meters below me is Haria.
Suddenly the town of Haria appeared out of the clouds, further down in the valley. My turn point before riding south again. Or so I thought.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we might have a problem here. I have a flat on my front tire that is completely flat. Luckily I'm almost down in Haria. Well, if that happened up there in the mountains I would have a problem, and I can still somehow ride with that, at least to Haria. Haria! That's it.
My emergency plan now is to walk the road, which is running down 8 kilometers along the mountains to the coast, to the town of Arrieta, to catch a bus the next day to the capital of Arrecife, where there should be several bike stores to fix my problem. One time in my life I don't have any repair material on me, and exactly now this is happening.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have made it.
So welcome to my hotel here. So I'm just staying at the beach here now. But the plan now is try to sleep until 6 AM or something like that, and catch the bus to Arrecife at 7 something o'clock. The next morning works out as planned, and just after 6 AM I'm on the bus to Arrecife. After a breakfast at a gas station, it's on to find a bike store.
Okay, there it is, and on the first sight it looks promising.
With about 65,000 inhabitants, Arrecife is the capital of Lanzarote. From the 15th century on, the city developed from a small fishing village to the island's main commercial center. Built in the 16th century, the Castillo de San Gabriel was protecting the city from pirate attacks, connected to the city by the historic Puente de las Bolas. After a quick sightseeing tour, it's now time to finally make miles again back to Playa Blanca. The next day, I leave the Marina Rubicon and return back to the anchorage in front of the town to enjoy the last days on the island before continuing my journey and leaving this amazing island here. Now anchored next to Wolf are the two French, Valerie and Stephanie, who I meet through a rescue of my dinghy which got swept away. It turns out they write for the French Sailor magazine, and so we do a little interview on their boat about my voyage. Leaving this amazing island now approaches, and Playa Blanca says goodbye with the Noche de San Juan, the celebration of the summer solstice on the island, with fireworks and beach parties all night.
And my king was slipping down and chasing the slowly down and up till the turn. In the barrio, Sanders
So I just took a nap here on the foredeck now. I'm now really getting conscious about being here, because Lanzarote, the island here, or just the Canary Islands, but especially Lanzarote, was always like my first big goal. I always imagined what it will look like here. I read so much about it in different sailing books. It's just the first location really, which is really far away from home. The landscape is completely different. Politically it is Spain here, but geographically, I mean, we're in the deepest Africa. We're just 80 nautical miles next to the West African coast to the east here. Three major big goals on this journey. First one are the Canary Islands, the second one is Cape Horn, and the third one is Australia. And the first big goal has now been achieved, the first thing, which is really far away, and I just feel really motivated on one side about that. On one side I'm really sad because tomorrow I'm leaving Lanzarote, so I've looked forward to being here for so long, and now tomorrow I'm leaving the place here. No, absolutely amazing. I love sailing. Love it. I've been here for 3 weeks now. After way more time than planned, the time has now come to continue my voyage, and with a lot of new memories, I heave up Wolf's anchor. In the next episode, we're sailing the overnight passage to Tenerife, which is my last stop here in the Canary Islands, where we explore the highest mountain of Spain, the jungle in the north of the island, and prepare Wolf for the huge step ahead.